Chapter 31. Poison Medic Set. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 31. Poison Medic Set. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. At the same time, on the other side, Mo Yuan found a relatively small venomous poison mosquito nest. He spent a lot of effort and even used a bottle of antidote. It took him more than 40 minutes to destroy it. He wiped the sweat from his forehead and heaved a sigh of relief. In that case, my number one advantage should have been completely stabilized. I can rest for a few hours and slow down. Mo Yuan smiled in satisfaction. In the past, destroying the nest required a team of up to 4 people. It also took more than 30 minutes. It was not bad for him to spend 40 minutes alone. However, when he opened the scoreboard, he was dumbfounded. He was only in second place. The first place was Shield Ghost. The other party's points had shockingly reached more than 80,000. Moreover, the number was still rising quickly. And he only had 50,000. The other fighters were also dumbfounded when they saw the scoreboard. For the past 10 hours, Shield Ghost had always been in the last place. Why had he suddenly soared to the first place and even pulled the gap between it and the second place Mo Yuan by more than 30,000? After all, it was too ridiculous. Could it be that there's a mistake with the points ranking? Manager number 3 stared at the scoreboard with a solemn expression. Manager number 2 was smiling so widely that the corners of his mouth almost reached his ears. Do you dare to doubt the ability of number 1 to forge equipment? Number 3 was speechless. Manager number 1's forging ability was indeed unique. The collars worn by the Germinal organization's wasteland reclaimers were all made by number 1. After all these years, nothing had gone wrong. Since he could even forge a collar that could record points, how could a mere bracelet that recorded points be faulty? But why are the points increasing so quickly? Manager number 3 still frowned. At this moment, Black placed his legs on the table in an ungentlemanly manner and his body comfortably embedded into the sofa. Do you even need to think? Shield Ghost must have destroyed 4 nests in the 7th region or even deeper. In that case, it would also mean that he had killed more than 80,000 ferocious poison mosquitoes. Seriously, if you can't even figure this out as a manager, why don't you give me your seat? The veins on manager number 3's forehead throbbed. In Region 9 of the Poison Mosquito Swamp, Lin Xian had already cleared all the nests on his way here. Since the swamp water of the Poison Mosquito Swamp originated from Region 9, this was also the place with the worst swamp water. The density of the nest of the ferocious poison mosquitoes was even more ridiculous. On average, he would encounter a small nest every 100 steps and a large nest every 500 steps. There were at least 1,000 ferocious poison mosquitoes in the small nest, and more than 3,000 in the large nests. Lin Xian was extremely satisfied as he killed them. He was very efficient in dealing with this kind of demon with high attack and low HP. As long as he raised his shield, he could wait for them to commit suicide. I didn't realize it before. Just raising my shield is tiring. What? I've already worked for almost 40 minutes. It's time to rest. Lin Xian rubbed his arm that was not sore. Seeing that he had a huge advantage and had already pulled away from second place by more than 80,000 points, he was very satisfied. He quickly found a relatively clean place to sit and doze. Mo Yuan had a pleasantly surprised expression. He, who had been paying attention to the scoreboard, suddenly realized that the number behind Shield Ghost had stopped increasing. Is Shield Ghost being chased by a large number of poison mosquitoes and not daring to turn around to kill it? Or has he been chased to the point of hiding somewhere to avoid the search of the poison mosquitoes? No matter what it was, Mo Yuan was very happy. This meant that he could fight back. Shield Ghost. You shouldn't have given me this chance. I could have rested, but I won't. I want to surpass you. Mo Yuan was secretly happy. He took advantage of the fact that Shield Ghost's points had not increased and hurriedly searched for the venomous poison mosquito nest. Even if he was a little tired, he did not stop. He could not slack off at all. It was not only him. The third, fourth, fifth, and other fighters on the leaderboard all stood up as if they had been injected with chicken blood and hurriedly went to eliminate the poison mosquitoes. Originally, they had all given up. The huge difference made them despair. Kill, kill, kill. I want to get first. Mo Yuan killed fiercely. After being poisoned, he was not stingy with the antidote and immediately used it. If I don't force myself, I won't even know how powerful I am. At this speed, as long as I don't rest, I have a chance of surpassing Shield Ghost in 5 hours. Mo Yuan was surprised to see that his efficiency in eliminating the poison mosquitoes was much higher than before. 10 hours later, Mo Yuan's eyes were red and bloodshot, and his entire body was covered in different degrees of injuries. His elegant white robe had been shattered into pieces. It was very difficult to find a few good pieces of flesh on his entire body. Almost every part of his body had been bitten by the poison mosquitoes. Even so, he was very happy. This was because he had surpassed Shield Ghost. Moreover, he had surpassed it greatly. Now, he had already obtained 100,000 points and was ranked first on the leaderboard. The original third place also seemed to be ruthless, surpassing Shield Ghost and arriving at second place. Joy and satisfaction surged from his heart. Mo Yuan sat on the ground happily. I'm too tired. I should rest. Before closing his eyes to take a short rest, he could not help but look at the scoreboard again. Then, he stood up suddenly. This was because the first place had been occupied by Shield Ghost again. The other party had a total of 105,000 points. It's only been half a minute since I last saw the scoreboard, Mo Yuan choked speechlessly. He was the strongest among the Third Realm martial artists of the Germinal organization. Back then, Manager Number 2 and Manager Number 3 had given him rather generous terms, hoping that he would join their respective factions. The other fighters did not have such treatment. However, now, when facing Shield Ghost, a mere lone wolf, he felt deeply helpless. Did the heavens send this person to punish me? Since he can take the lead, don't give me a chance. Don't let me see any hope of surpassing you. Mo Yuan really wanted to rush in front of Shield Ghost and ask fiercely why he was being toyed with. On the other side, Lin Xian continued to advance with his shield raised as he checked the harvests of the ferocious poison mosquitoes. Needless to say, the efficiency of eliminating the poison mosquitoes was rather high. Venomous poison crystals and ferocious poison crystals. They're all at full capacity. I'm still short of 1 untainted lotus and 2 clear leaves. I should be able to get them all in the next training. Lin Xian's face was filled with happiness. This equipment is not bad. It's even one of the sets. He suddenly discovered that he had obtained a precious purple equipment that could increase his poison resistance. Name: Poison Medic Bird Mask Level. Level 7 Third Realm Quality. Precious Purple Equipment Requirements. Constitution 46, Spirit 29 Effect. Constitution +3. Effect 2, plus 5% Ferocious Poison Resistance. Set Effect 1. Recovers 10 health points from any poison attack. Set Effect 2. Locked, when attacked by any poison, the attacker will be put in a negative state. Set Effect 3. Locked, reflect 20% more damage when attacked by any kind of poison. The other 2 items of the Poison Medic set are the Poison Medic leather top hat and the Poison Medic linen robe. These 2 items should not be difficult to obtain. I'll just have to train more. Lin Xian was very satisfied. After filling up this Poison Medic set and increasing his level of cultivation, skills, equipment, and runes, he would be able to challenge the experienced Mystic Realm King. Although he could still challenge the other party with his current strength, it might be risky. Since there was still room for improvement, Lin Xian was more willing to increase his strength to the limit before killing the boss. Chapter 32. Honorary Fighter. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 32. Honorary Fighter Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. Days passed. Lin Xian's pace never changed. After resting for 10 hours and working for 10 minutes, he could still be considered to be working diligently. With his extremely high killing efficiency, his points directly exceeded 500,000 on the last day. This meant that he had destroyed 25 ferocious poison mosquito nests and killed 25,000 ferocious poison mosquitoes alone. As for the second place Mo Yuan, he worked extremely hard to slightly exceed 120,000 points. After that, he could not increase it no matter what. Seeing the terrifying number of shield ghosts ranking, the fighters were all numb and could not help but have the urge to compete. Oh! The stench that has been lingering in the air has disappeared. Looks like the swamp water is no longer deteriorating. Lin Xian suddenly felt the stench that had been lingering in his nose disappear. At this moment, his bracelet trembled slightly. The poison mosquito swamp water has stopped deteriorating. Please return to the base hull. A line of text appeared at the top of the leaderboard. It's time to go back. Lin Xian nodded slightly. In the past few days, he had already obtained all 3 parts of the poison medic set. During this time, the forging table had been constantly forging runes and had also forged the other 2 runes of the Fatal Spirit Medicine rune group. He had basically obtained all the possible gains from the poison mosquito swamp. All he lacked now was experience. As long as he increased his cultivation level, the next time he came, it would be the time to challenge the experienced Mystic Realm King. Lin Xian stepped through the door of light and returned to the hall of the Germinal base. Before him, many fighters had already returned. When Mo Yuan saw the familiar figure enveloped in the black armor, he could not help but feel a wave of fear surge from the bottom of his heart. Damn, this guy was no different from a hacker. Lin Xian swept his gaze around and discovered that many of the fighters were dejected and dispirited. Moreover, compared to the 68 people who entered, only 59 people returned. Clearly, some of them had died in the poison mosquito swamp. Perhaps they had bitten off more than they could chew and had rushed into an area that they shouldn't have entered. Perhaps because they had attracted the hatred of too many poison mosquitoes. In any case, no matter how they died, Lin Xian would never be able to go through what they did in his entire lifetime. From this, it could be seen that Lin Xian was quite envious of them. I wonder what it's like to be surrounded and attacked by countless poison mosquitoes. It must be very exciting. Unfortunately, I've never encountered such a situation before. Lin Xian smacked his lips in anticipation. Manager number 2 and manager number 3 arrived together. Number 2 could not hide the smile on her face. The corners of his mouth were about to reach his ears. Number 3 still had a cold expression on his face, but it was even colder and uglier than before. Black whispered, "Image." Only then did manager number 2 cough lightly and recover his usual refined appearance. He smiled and said, "All the fighters have done very well. During the deterioration of the swamp water, a large number of poison mosquitoes were wiped out and many nests were destroyed. The organization is very satisfied. Especially with Shield Ghost." With that said, he pointed at the figure enveloped in the black armor. He single-handedly destroyed more than 25 ferocious poison mosquito nests and killed more than 25,000 ferocious poison mosquitoes. Everyone, give him a round of applause. Manager number 2 was the first to applaud and was very enthusiastic. Applause also sounded from the fighters. Considering the contributions Shield Ghost has made to the Germinal organization this time, after discussion between the 3 of us managers, we have decided to give Shield Ghost the identity of an honorary fighter. He can enter and leave the poison mosquito swamp, the coiling thread cave, and the inferior demon mountain like the other fighters, manager number 2 said loudly. The fighters were stunned. Mo Yuan could not even speak. As a lone wolf, Shield Ghost had actually obtained the identity to enter the mystic realm freely like them. Manager number 3 slowly said, "Of course, Shield Ghost is not an official fighter of the Germinal organization. Every time he enters and leaves the mystic realm, the mission requirements assigned to him will be multiplied by 1.5. Moreover, Shield Ghost is also unable to obtain the general coin rewards the Germinal organization gives to the fighters every week." Only then did Mo Yuan and the others heave a sigh of relief. This was more like it. If Shield Ghost's mission was the same as theirs, and he could freely enter and exit the mystic realm and also obtain general coins as rewards, then he would be no different from official fighters. Lin Xian also nodded. This was the qualification he wanted. He did not need the other rewards. Manager number 2 followed closely and said, "Since Shield Ghost contributed greatly this time, we have decided to reward him with the right to choose any precious purple item. It can be any equipment, skill books, or runes." The surroundings were in an uproar. Mo Yuan's eyes were filled with envy. A precious purple item. Until now, he had only received one. It was given to him by Manager number 3 when he first joined. As for the other Third Realm fighters, there was even less of a need to mention them. They were simply unable to obtain the precious purple items. There were only 2 ways to obtain precious purple items. One was to stay in the mystic realm for a long time to keep killing demon beasts in hopes that the drop rate of 0.01% would favor them. Otherwise, they would have to accumulate general coins and exchange them in the Germinal organization's logistics department. Compared to the former, the latter was clearly easier to achieve. The fighters were frugal because they wanted to exchange for a precious purple equipment, a precious purple skill book, or a precious purple rune. Once they obtained it, it would increase their strength greatly. Lu Luo was also present. She was slightly moved when she heard this news. Manager number 2 really valued Shield Ghost. Hearing this reward, Lin Xian did not have much of a reaction. "It's just a precious purple item. What's the big deal? He had plenty of them in my consciousness." It was only after a while that he reacted. To other martial artists, precious purple items were extremely rare. Only then did he cough lightly and respond in a hoarse voice, "Yes, thank you." Mo Yuan simply wanted to go crazy. Damn! That was a precious purple item. This guy did not seem to care at all. Seeing Shield Ghost's humble appearance, Manager number 2 was even more satisfied. Alright. This is how someone he valued should behave. It was only a precious purple item. What was there to be excited about? If it was a peerless golden item, he would still be excited. The battle of the Poison Mosquito Swamp ended here. The fighters split up in 2s and 3s and lowered their heads to discuss a name. The shocking battle record of Shield Ghost in the Poison Mosquito Swamp was quickly spread among the Wasteland Reclaimers and even the refugees. At this moment, this Shield Ghost that they had been talking about had already arrived at the logistics department of the Germinal base with Manager number 2. With Manager number 2 accompanying him, no one would be able to stop them. Lin Xian was able to wander around the equipment, skills, rune, and attribute items areas under the logistics department. His horizons had been broadened. There was only one word to describe the Germinal organization's logistic reserves. Abundant. There were all kinds of items of various grades. As long as he had enough general coins, he could buy anything. However, because the drop rate of certain attribute items was extremely low, the price of these attribute items was also relatively high. As for the advancement materials dropped by the experienced Mystic Realm Kings, because they were all of peerless gold grade, the number was pitifully small. Manager number 2 noticed his gaze and said with a smile, "Everyone wants this kind of thing. Usually, after it's placed in the attribute item area, it will be quickly exchanged for." Chapter 33. Battle among the experienced Mystic Realm Kings. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Chapter 33. Battle among the experienced Mystic Realm Kings. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. Lin Xian nodded slightly and did not stop here. Manager number 2 was very surprised. The advanced materials for experienced Mystic Realm Kings were actually not attractive to Shield Ghost. He acknowledged Shield Ghost even more. Lin Xian paced back and forth a few times before finally stopping in the rune area. Let's do this. He picked up an earth protection rune. Manager number 2 nodded slightly. Alright, take it. Given Shield Ghost's equipment, it was obvious that it had high defense and high HP. Moreover, the earth protection rune also provided high physical resistance and HP, which was suitable for him. After taking this, Lin Xian turned around and prepared to leave the logistics department. Manager number 2 suddenly said, "What's the relationship between you and that Lin Xian in District C?" Lin Xian's heart trembled. Could it be that number 2 has guessed his true identity? However, thinking about it again, he realized that he had never revealed any flaws. No one would link a new rising star to the mediocre Lin Xian from District C. After a short moment of thought, a hoarse voice sounded from the black armor. "You want to use him to control me?" Manager number 2 laughed. No, you're mistaken. If Lin Xian and you have a deep relationship, I can take care of him for your sake. The hoarse voice continued, I just find Lin Xian more pleasing to the eye. Of course, there aren't many people in the entire Germinal organization that I like. Manager number 2 smiled and nodded. I understand. Lin Xian continued forward. This time, manager number 2 did not say anything to stop him. Looks like we can indeed start with Lin Xian. As long as I get into Lin Xian's good graces, the chances of me getting into Shield Ghost's good graces will naturally increase. Manager number 2 chuckled. You usually have the image of a refined middle-aged uncle outside. However, when no one is around, you laugh so wretchedly. A voice suddenly sounded from behind him. Manager number 2's expression froze. He turned around and saw that the other party was indeed Black, who was drinking beer excitedly. What's your agility? Why do you walk like a ghost? Number 2 said awkwardly. Black said in a strange tone, have you ever thought that it's because your agility is too low? Number 2 was speechless. Time quietly passed. In the blink of an eye, 2 weeks passed. Lin Xian was also quietly becoming stronger. I've already obtained everything from the Giant Rock Cave, the Demon Ant Nest, and the Tree King Sea. All the skills, equipment, and runes that can be dropped have already been dropped. Moreover, they have all been upgraded to Peerless Golden Grade. It's useless for me to use those avatars now. After I advance to the first realm, I'll remove these training avatars from the slots and then possess more avatars in the first realm Mystic Realm. That's not right. The training avatar of the Giant Rock Cave is still useful. I still need the minerals from the Giant Rock Cave to forge my equipment. Unless I find a Mystic Realm that can provide better minerals, I can't remove that training avatar for the time being. Lin Xian had already made a plan in his mind. Now, his martial artist's level, equipment level, skill level, and runes level have all reached level 9 third realm. It's time for him to challenge the experienced Mystic Realm King of the Poison Mosquito Swamp. Lin Xian looked around for a place to change his equipment. First, he wore the Poison Medic set, which included a top hat, a bird beak mask, and a linen robe. Then, he also equipped the Giant Shield set. Only he could do this because his constitution was high and he could carry enough weight. Lin Xian arrived at the main hall of the base. Because manager number 2 had already informed them, no one stopped him. He successfully entered the Poison Mosquito Swamp. After arriving here, he rushed straight to Region 9 and arrived at the Mystic Realm King Caves. There were 10 king caves in the poison mosquito swamp. However, because the combat strength of the ferocious poison mosquitoes was too powerful, martial artists did not have enough poison resistance to resist the ordinary poison, venomous poison, and ferocious poison. Or perhaps because they did not bring enough antidote with them, the fighters did not dare to easily enter. In this way, a happy situation appeared in Poison Mosquito Swamp. Among the 10 caves, 5 were experienced Mystic Realm King caves. Lin Xian was very happy. Finally, he was able to kill multiple experienced Mystic Realm Kings in one go. When he arrived, he happened to see a small figure in front of the cave. Dressed in a small suit, the figure had a ponytail and plump cheeks. It was Lu Luo. Lu Luo, Sister Lu, it's not that I don't want to be on your team. I am in a long-term team. Sister Lu, you're very powerful, but we can't cooperate. Forget it. The fighters all rejected Lu Luo, but they did not dare to offend her. They only smiled and declined. Lu Luo's name had long spread among them. This woman was famous for being difficult to cooperate with. She often rushed to the front. The medic could not heal her, and the shield-bearers could not catch up to her. A team challenging the experienced Mystic Realm King cave consisted of 4 people. Therefore, they had to cooperate well. Lu Luo's open combat style was fine when dealing with the other experienced Mystic Realm Kings, but not when it came to the ferocious Poison Mosquito King. The ferocious Poison Mosquito King knew how to recruit a whole bunch of lackeys. Moreover, it was able to recruit more and more lackeys. No matter how ferocious a person was, they would still die if they were surrounded by a large number of ferocious poison mosquitoes. Of course, with Lu Luo's combat strength, it was very likely that she would not die even after being separated from her other 3 teammates. For the sake of their lives, they had to reject Lu Luo. Lu Luo frowned angrily. At this moment, she noticed a figure in black armor, and her small face immediately flashed with happiness. Shield Ghost. Join my team. I'm just short of a single experienced Mystic Realm King advancement material. No, Lin Xian's first reaction was to refuse. What a joke. How could the experienced Mystic Realm King advancement materials be shared with others? They had to be monopolized by him. Tui. He had to suffer alone. However, he quickly reacted. There were a total of 5 Mystic Realm Kings in the Poison Mosquito Swamp. Even if he calculated all of them according to the lowest drop rates, he would be able to gather the 5 advancement materials he needed. Lu Luo wrinkled her nose. She also understood that Shield Ghost had been extremely outstanding in the previous battles against the poison mosquitoes. Moreover, it must have increased his resistance to poison. Without the help of outsiders, he should also have a high chance of killing the experienced Mystic Realm Kings alone. Lu Luo gritted her teeth. I previously obtained a blueprint for a peerless golden ring, but I need a lot of materials. Moreover, I don't have the, Lin Xian said, I agree. Lu Luo. All the fighters. His attitude had changed really quickly. However, it seemed a little wasteful for Lu Luo to exchange for the peerless golden blueprint. Especially since it was a ring blueprint. In many games, one could only wear one ring or necklace. However, the global datization was very realistic. With 10 fingers, one could wear 10 rings. If one was born with 6 fingers on both hands, they could even wear 12. He heard that some people were even craftier and wore rings on their toes. Of course, wearing so many rings would naturally affect the feeling of the hand and feet. To some martial artists who needed to be precise in their operation, it was quite an impact. Therefore, very few people would wear so many rings. Lu Luo said, you have to pay for the materials forging and the cost of hiring a blacksmith yourself. Don't ask me for help. The third realm peerless golden ring required a lot of materials to forge and required at least 300,000 general coins. Lin Xian nodded perfunctorily. Why hire a blacksmith? After all, he had his own forging table. Lu Luo stuck her head out and asked, shall we come up with a plan to attack the ferocious poison mosquito king? Lin Xian said, my plan is to go in, fight, and come out. 3 simple and easy steps. Lu Luo. What a detailed plan. Chapter 34. Team disbanded. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 34. Team disbanded. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. Lin Xian and Lu Luo walked into the experienced Mystic Realm King Cave at the same time. What appeared in front of them was a big dot-bellied ferocious poison mosquito the size of a human head. The color of its body was very deep. It was clearly dark green, but it was somewhat similar to black. This meant that there was a lot of poison in its body. Lin Xian used his observer skill as usual. His observation technique was now of the peerless gold grade. It was at level 9 third realm. He could see 100% of the information of any martial artist or demon beast below the same level. If the other party's level was higher, he could still see 70 to 80% of the information. Of course, in the face of a target with a huge difference in level, it was still very difficult for the observer skill to be effective. For example, he could not see Manager Number 2 and Black's data panel with Observer. He estimated that he would have to increase his observer skill to at least level 9 5th realm to be able to see part of the information regarding Number 2 and Black. Name: Ferocious Poison Mosquito King. Title: Experienced Mystic Realm King. Level: Level 9 3rd Realm. Attributes: 43 Constitution, 26 Strength, 92 Spirit, 99 Agility. Skill: Ultra Speed Flying, Precious Purple, Summoning of the Ferocious Poison Mosquito, Precious Purple, Ferocious Poison Halo, Precious Purple, Critical Hit Halo, Evasion Halo. Lin Xian was shocked. The attributes of this ferocious poison mosquito king were within his expectations. However, the other party's skills were simply perfect. The ferocious poison halo was a precious purple grade item that could increase the poison attack of all allies within a 50-meter radius. The critical hit halo could increase the critical hit chance of all allies within a 20-meter radius. The dodging halo could increase the dodging rate of all allies within a 20-meter radius. This ferocious poison mosquito king's combat strength was not powerful, but it could provide a huge enhancement to the underlings it summoned. Lu Luo frowned and said, I can't see the complete information with my observer skill. I only saw the 2 skills, ultra-fast flight and evasion halo. Lin Xian deliberately paused for a moment, as if he could not see much information himself. I can't see everything either. I only see the 2 skills, the Berserk Poison Halo and the Critical Hit Halo. Lu Luo nodded. Then, let's start. She took out a huge black sickle from the storage compartment and instantly seemed to have become a different person. The cold-faced lowly waved the huge black sickle and quickly approached the ferocious poison mosquito king like a windmill. The ferocious poison mosquito king was rather fast. With a super speed flying, it immediately threw Lu Luo off by a huge distance. Then, mosquito eggs immediately shot out from the fat abdomen of the ferocious poison mosquito king. The mosquito eggs quickly hatched, and 20 ferocious poison mosquitoes appeared instantly. Splash! The huge black sickle slashed fiercely, killing the dozens of ferocious poison mosquitoes in one hit. However, the ferocious poison mosquito king's speed of summoning its underlings was even faster. Just as she killed more than 10 of the mosquitoes, 40 of them had already been summoned. Lin Xian could not help but throw an observer skill at Lu Luo. He discovered that Lu Luo's basic attributes were 40 Constitution, 84 Strength, 39 Spirit, and 81 Agility. This value was much stronger than many level 9 3rd realm martial artists. It was also stronger than that level 1 4th realm martial artist, Yang Wei, who Lin Xian had previously beaten up. Lin Xian estimated that the materials Lu Luo used to advance in the past few times should mostly be materials dropped by experienced Mystic Realm kings. Otherwise, she wouldn't have her current attributes. Moreover, he discovered that Lu Luo's equipment and skills were also rather good. Most of the equipment was precious purple, and there were only a few rare blue ones. The huge black sickle was even of peerless gold grade and had a powerful effect. It had a 0.1% chance of directly killing a demon beast with cultivation below or equal to herself. Most of her skills were rare blue. There were also precious purple ones, but they were relatively few. There were few runes, most of them were rare blue, and only one precious purple. Overall, Lu Luo was indeed worthy of being called Sister Lu by many Third Realm fighters. This strength was indeed powerful. Don't you slack off. Quickly go and disturb the ferocious poison mosquito king. Don't let it keep recruiting lackeys. At this moment, Lu Luo had already fallen into the siege of nearly 100 ferocious poison mosquitoes. Seeing that Shield Ghost was still not moving, she shouted anxiously. If this continued, she would fail again. She had also tried to kill the experienced Mystic Realm King alone previously, but she realized that the speed at which she killed the ferocious poison mosquitoes was inferior to the speed at which the ferocious poison mosquito king recruited its underlings. She could only give up. Lin Xian did not make a sound. Instead, he directly raised his two shields and rushed over. A large number of ferocious poison mosquitoes directly collided with the Dragon Hunter shield and the Earth Dragon King Hammer shield. After at most 4 collisions, they exploded into clouds of blood mist. In less than 3 minutes, Lin Xian's feet were filled with the corpses of ferocious poison mosquitoes. Lu Luo's eyes widened. Wasn't Shield Ghost's reflective damage too high? Moreover, with so many ferocious poison mosquitoes, they should have at least stacked more than 10 layers of poison effect on Shield Ghost. Why did he not react at all as if he was not injured? What are you waiting for? Lin Xian's deliberately hoarse voice sounded from the black armor. Oh. Lu Luo hurriedly picked up the black sickle and rushed towards the ferocious poison mosquito king. Now, the ferocious poison mosquito king no longer had any subordinates to protect it. It could be said that it was without a commander. The huge black sickle slashed violently and killed the ferocious poison mosquito king in a few moments. Its body turned into a light that filled the sky and exploded. Lin Xian quickly heard a pleasant voice. You received 60,000 general coins and 300,000 experience points. You have obtained the rare blue skill book, Evasion Halo. You obtained the rare blue blueprint, Poison Bite Ring. You have obtained 3 peerless golden advancement materials, the Ferocious Poison Mosquito King War Wings. Lin Xian shook his head. There aren't many drops. Lu Luo also smiled helplessly. We only got 3. Why don't we continue to attack the next experienced Mystic Realm King? Lin Xian nodded. Of course. We have to kill 5 experienced Mystic Realm Kings. It would be a waste if we didn't take away all the benefits. With that said, he traded for the promised item with the advancement material. I'll work alone from now on. The team is dismissed. With that said, he strode out of the cave. Lin Xian was not stupid. If he could farm alone, why would he team up? The reason why they formed a team just now was only for the peerless golden ring blueprint. Lu Luo was stunned. She walked out of the cave and saw that the black-armored figure had already entered the next cave. Sister Lu, you're impressive. You killed an experienced Mystic Realm King so quickly. Impressive. As expected of Sister Lu. Why aren't you guys teaming up? The surrounding fighters had long heard the broadcast and hurriedly congratulated them. A fighter noticed that Shield Ghost and Lu Luo did not continue to team up and was somewhat puzzled. Lu Luo. I'm being despised. She did not expect that the reason why she was despised by Shield Ghost this time was because the other party was worried that she would get a share of the profits. There's strength in numbers. You might not have a 100% chance of winning alone. Seriously, what's wrong with having me on your team? Lu Luo muttered a few words. Before she could finish speaking, the ferocious poison mosquito king sticker above the cave suddenly disappeared. At the same time, a report sounded from the safety station. Damn, what speed! Shield Ghost killed another experienced Mystic Realm king alone. Did you notice that the speed of Shield Ghost is even faster this time, compared to when he was working with Sister Lu? Lu Luo sat in the corner and frowned. She could not help but draw circles. She didn't expect to one day become a burden. She could not stand it. Standing in the corner were three other fighters. Seeing that Shield Ghost was already challenging the second experienced Mystic Realm king, they were somewhat uneasy. Could he be planning to kill all the experienced Mystic Realm kings? I don't think so. How could he have that kind of energy? Wait, when Brother Mo comes later, we'll hurry in and challenge the cave. Chapter 35. New Mystic Realm appears. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 35. New Mystic Realm appears. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Mo Yuan took a deep breath, wore a large fur hat, a bird beak mask, and a linen robe, and walked out of his single dormitory. He had already accumulated enough experience points during this period of time. Not only did he increase his cultivation to level 9 Third Realm, but he also increased his most commonly used skills and equipment to level 9 Third Realm. In this way, his combat strength had obtained a huge increase. Today, he was going to challenge the experienced Mystic Realm King to obtain the materials for his advancement. He had been waiting for this day for a long time. He walked out of his single room, walked through the hall, and passed through the door of light. He arrived at the poison mosquito swamp and quickly arrived at the experienced Mystic Realm King cave. As usual, there were still many fighters lining up. He looked at the edge and indeed, his three companions were waiting here. These three people were three friends who had teamed up with him for a long time. They had a much better understanding of each other than the other teams. Mo Yuan laughed heartily and walked over. Brothers. I'm here. His voice was very loud, but the three of them did not react as if they did not hear him. Mo Yuan coughed lightly and turned to the other fighters. He announced solemnly, "Today, we will challenge the experienced Mystic Realm King." As soon as he finished speaking, the fighters that lined up to challenge the boss turned to him, their eyes filled with shock. This made Mo Yuan feel rather comfortable. Because this was the emotion he was hoping for. He also saw a cold-faced lowly in a small suit not far away looking at him with the same expression. Lu Luo. Mo Yuan was even more excited. Lu Luo had long been able to advance to a fourth realm martial artist, but she had always been gathering attribute items and vowed to eat them all. In fact, Lu Luo's combat strength far surpassed all the third realm martial artists. Even some fourth realm martial artists might not be her match, such as District B Overseer Yang Wei. To be able to see such emotions in Lu Luo's eyes, Mo Yuan felt like he had been recognized. Mo Yuan waved his hand. We exchanged for the ferocious poison crystal and increased our poison resistance. We've been farming equipment for more than half a month and finally gathered a poison medic set. All for today. The three of you, follow me into the cave. He strode towards the cave where no one was waiting in line. The three of them stopped him at the same time. Brother Mo. Before he could finish speaking, the announcement from the safety station sounded throughout the entire poison mosquito swamp. The experienced Mystic Realm King, ferocious poison mosquito king, has been killed. The next moment, a figure in black armor walked out with his head held high. Mo Yuan was first stunned before he smiled and said, "What? Isn't it just Shield Ghost killing an experienced Mystic Realm King? Shield Ghost is indeed very powerful." Consider me convinced. No, he killed 5. One of Mo Yuan's friends swallowed. Mo Yuan said, 5. Look at the big profile pictures on the cave. The big profile pictures of experienced Mystic Realm Kings and ordinary Mystic Realm Kings are different, another friend whispered. Mo Yuan swept his gaze over and indeed discovered that all the experienced Mystic Realm Kings' profile pictures had been changed. This also meant that all the experienced Mystic Realm Kings had been killed and were now replaced by ordinary Mystic Realm Kings. It would at least be half a year before the next experienced Mystic Realm King appeared. Mo Yuan. Damn, I've prepared meticulously for more than half a year. Yet, you're telling me that all the experienced Mystic Realm Kings have disappeared. Who the hell was he supposed to reason with? Shield Ghost, you, Mo Yuan could not help but shout at him. A hoarse voice sounded from the armor. What's the matter? Mo Yuan raised his head and was about to argue, but he was faced with the cold armor. At this moment, the impressive battle results of Shield Ghost flashed in his mind like lightning. The thought of arguing instantly disappeared. No. It's fine. I just wanted to ask if you were injured, Mo Yuan said with a forced smile. Thank you for your concern. I'm fine. You're not a bad person. Lin Xian recalled that in the previous battle to clean up the poison mosquitoes, Mo Yuan had also reminded him that ferocious poison mosquitoes would appear in the 7th region. Looks like this person was a good person. Mo Yuan looked at the back of Shield Ghost's departing figure and was speechless. Should I wait another half a year or should I let myself be wronged and use 5 ordinary advancement materials to advance? The joys and sorrows of others had nothing to do with Lin Xian. At this moment, he had already returned to his single room and was beginning to advance. Advance. The 5 ferocious poison mosquito king war wings that were lying obediently in his consciousness space instantly turned into lights and fused into his body. In an instant, his attributes increased rapidly. By the time Lin Xian looked at the data panel again, he had already become a 4th realm martial artist. His basic attributes were now 207 Constitution, 77 Strength, 78 Spirit, and 73 Agility. The feeling of becoming stronger is really good. Lin Xian was overjoyed. Then, he took out the blueprint he had obtained from Lu Luo. The materials I need are 30 mica ingots and 60 mountain copper ingots. I have a lot of them here. Let's start. In his consciousness space, the forging table received Lin Xian's order and immediately began to forge the equipment. Half an hour later, a brilliant golden light flashed on the forging table. The golden light dissipated, and a ring appeared in front of him. Javier's ring increases the carrying load by 20% and the upper limit of energy by 10%. Good stuff. Lin Xian was very happy and immediately equipped this ring. The next day, he was about to enter the 4th realm Mystic Realm controlled by the Germinal organization, the Coiling Thread Cave, with his Shield Ghost identity. Amidst the broadcast, Manager No. 1's voice suddenly sounded. All 4th realm fighters, pay attention. Gather at the base hall immediately. Lin Xian had a puzzled expression, but his legs did not move at all. What has the matter of the Germinal organization got to do with me? All 4th realm fighters, please take note. Gather in the hall of the base immediately. A new mystic realm has appeared in the northern area of East Lake City. Noel M. Lin Xian stood up immediately. The matters of the Germinal organization are my business. It's my responsibility to explore the mystic realm. He immediately changed into Shield Ghost's equipment and rushed to the base hall. A large number of 4th realm martial artists had already gathered here, numbering about 40. If nothing unexpected happened, these should be all the 4th realm martial artists of the Germinal organization. Lin Xian saw that Lu Luo, Mo Yuan, and the others were also among them. Clearly, they had also advanced to the 4th realm. When Manager No. 2 saw Shield Ghost, he heaved a sigh of relief and walked over. He whispered, I was planning to get Lin Xian to call you. Lin Xian nodded slightly as a response. We'll talk about the specifics when we get to the Door of Light. Everyone, follow me. Manager number 2 walked in front of everyone and waved his hand, taking the lead. The Fourth Realm martial artists followed closely behind. Dozens of people rushed out of the base and headed straight for the northern area of East Lake City. Along the way, they killed more than a dozen wandering demon beasts. Soon, they arrived in the northern area. A 4-meter tall door of light suddenly stood here. The door of light flickered incessantly, and shadows were visible inside, as if many demon beasts were about to surge out. The door of light is about to be formed. At the same time, the mystic realm will be connected to this world. I want you to immediately set up a defensive line and surround the door of light. You can't let any demon leave this range. Manager number 2 shouted with the aura of a superior. The fighters were usually trained and had long made plans. They moved the surrounding ruins over to act as bunkers. In less than 10 minutes, the bunker was completed. The martial artists hid behind cover and stared intently at the flickering door of light. Chapter 36. Resisting the demon creatures surging from the mystic realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 36. Resisting the demon creatures surging from the mystic realm. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios' Lu Luo was beside Lin Xian. She said in a low voice, "No one knows what's inside the mystic realm connected to the new door of light. We can only tell from the height of the door that it's probably a fourth realm mystic realm. Don't rush forward recklessly later. Who knows what kind of demon beast will surge out?" Lin Xian nodded slightly. Lu Luo added, "It would be interesting if it's connected to an undeveloped mystic realm. We will be able to find this one attribute item in there that is extremely rare." She was clearly looking forward to Lin Xian asking her what that attribute item was. Lin Xian. Oh. Then, Lin Xian was silent. Lu Luo. Don't you want to know what it is? Lin Xian said, "Do you want to know why I didn't ask you what it is?" Lu Luo was curious. Yes. Lin Xian said, "I won't tell you. I want to frustrate you." Lu Luo. Alright, I'll tell you. It's an original fruit. An item that can supplement one's initial attributes. Only then was Lin Xian shocked. He had never heard of the original fruit. However, this thing could replenish one's initial attributes. That was indeed rare. Adult men's initial basic attributes were all 10. When the global digitization occurred, everyone's attributes were displayed on the data panel. However, not everyone was an adult. Aside from adult men, there were also children, old people, and women. As children grew older, their initial attributes would also increase. However, most people's initial attributes were already fixed and would not increase anymore. There were also many people who had long been in a sub-health state, such as office workers who sat for long periods of time, fat people who drank cold drinks and did not exercise every day, and workers who worked in chemical plants. Despite being adult men, their attributes might even be lower than some children. At this moment, in order to improve one's initial attributes, they needed the original fruit. Lin Xian's initial attributes were 8 constitution, 7 strength, 8 spirit, and 3 agility, totaling 26 points. Compared to the average of 40 points for an adult man, there was a difference of 14 points. He needed 14 original fruits to make up for his shortcomings. Boom. 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 At this moment, the door of light fluctuated violently. The mystic realm was now completely connected to their world. It was as if a window had just been opened. Countless ferocious beasts with burning bodies roared and rushed out. Lin Xian was deep in thought. It seemed that this mystic realm was very likely filled with demon beasts that could cause fire damage. Manager number 2 shouted, "Attack!" All kinds of skills were immediately thrown out from behind the bunker. It was obvious that the most suitable skill to deal with such a demon was a skill with frost damage. The most useless skill was a skill with fire damage. However, not everyone could learn so many skills like Lin Xian. Most martial artists could only focus on a few skills and did not dare to learn more. This led to many martial artists not having any skills that carried frost damage. Poison, fire, and lightning skills were ineffective against these demon beasts. The Germinal organization was clearly responding seriously, but they weren't able to kill a lot of demon beasts in the first wave. Roar! A demon beast that was bigger than all the demon beasts that have appeared directly crossed the short distance and rushed to the edge of the bunker. This was a lion burning with flames. It was 4 meters long and 2 meters tall. It was explosive and valiant as its claws slapped fiercely towards Mo Yuan, who was behind the bunker. Mo Yuan's pupils quickly dilated. He did not expect this fire lion to be so fast at all. His skills were still on cooldown and he was completely unable to counterattack. Lu Luo rushed out and slashed with the huge black sickle. Crack! The fire lion's huge claw broke with a bang, and it fell to the ground with a wail, its hot blood drenching Mo Yuan's head and face. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Lu. After a while, Mo Yuan reacted and hurriedly thanked Lu Luo. Lu Luo did not respond and continued to help out, quickly wandering around the battlefield. Every time the huge black sickle slashed down, another fighter would be saved, helping them escape from danger. Although Lu Luo had only recently become a level 1/4 realm martial artist, her attributes had already far surpassed many martial artists of the same level, so she was naturally far superior to the demon beasts. For a moment, the fire demon beast's attack was actually forced back by her ferocious counterattack. The fighters looked at Lu Luo with admiration. Manager number 2 nodded in satisfaction. How honorable. Lin Xian did not do anything. He did not have high damage and fast movement speed like Lu Luo. At most, he could only help the few fighters beside him. However, these people were not related to him and had never helped him. Therefore, he did not plan on helping them. Soon, the first batch of fire demon beasts was killed, but they almost did not drop anything. Replenish your energy. The second batch of demon beasts is about to rush out, Manager number 2 said loudly. The fighters did not dare to delay. Those who had medicine quickly took the medicine, and those who did not relied on the medics. The fighters with the recovery ability were very helpless. He only had so little medicine and still had to split it between 7 to 8 people. It was too much. 10 minutes later, the door of light fluctuated again. This time, more restless figures appeared. Clearly, more fire demon beasts would appear this time. According to previous experience, at least 3 batches of demon beasts will appear when a new door of light is opened. The first batch is relatively weak, all below level 4. The second batch is stronger, from level 4 to level 6. The third batch is the strongest, they range from level 7 to level 9. I still won't intervene when the second batch of demon beasts attack. I'll leave it to you guys, Manager number 2 said indifferently. The fighters' hearts sank. Among the fighters present, there were only a few people above level 7 4th realm. There were about 20 people above level 6 4th realm. The rest were all below level 4 4th realm. However, they also knew that it was impossible for a 5th realm martial artist to come. A 5th realm martial artist was already an elite force in the Germinal organization. Unless the Germinal organization encountered a huge fatal matter, they would not appear and would still stay in the mystic realm. The fluctuation of the door of light suddenly stopped. A large group of fire demon beasts rushed out. This time, the flames on their bodies were even more intense. Even from afar, one could sense the burning high temperature, making it unbearable. Lin Xian did not have much of a reaction. His giant shield set had already been strengthened to level 1/4 realm. With his fire resistance and his 200 points of constitution, flames of this level were not worth mentioning to him. The battle began again. However, as soon as they made contact, the Germinal martial artists immediately felt a huge pressure. In terms of combat output, they could only rely on those martial artists who had frost skills. As for the shield, what a joke! Shield bearers could not attack. Who would deliberately place their experience points on skills that increased physical resistance, magic resistance, and elemental resistance? Soon, the first Fourth Realm martial artist died. He had accidentally fallen into the encirclement of a few fire hyenas. Lu Luo wanted to save him, but she was helpless. A few seconds later, the martial artist was torn into pieces by the fire hyenas. The shattered internal organs even splashed onto the faces of the surrounding martial artists. Die! A majestic martial artist suddenly pounced over, and electric sparks flashed behind his butt. In the next moment, his huge fist smashed fiercely onto a fire hyena. Bang! The latter's waist immediately caved in abnormally, and its nearly 2-meter long body was sent flying more than 5 meters. After landing, it let out a whimper and was unable to get up. Clearly, it was on the verge of death. Lin Xian was slightly surprised and immediately used his observer skill. Chapter 37. Manager number 2 makes a move. When you are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 37. Manager number 2 makes a move. 1 Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios Name. Wen Xiong Level. Level 9 Fourth Realm Experience. 80 million/90 million Attributes. 62 Constitution, 99 Strength, 33 Spirit, 61 Agility Technique. Critical Hit Fist, Precious Purple, Lightning Rush, Precious Purple. Equipment. Copper Mountain Gloves, Precious Purple, Berserker Chain Armor, Precious Purple. The only things that Lin Xian cared about were precious purple items and skills. He could not be bothered to look at anything with a lower grade. However, even so, he also discovered that this Wen Xiong was indeed extraordinary. His points are evenly distributed. This way, his health, movement speed, attack speed, critical hit rate, and dodging rate won't be too low. It not only protects his survival ability but also increases his output. This is the standard attribute distribution that is most suitable for survival in this post-apocalyptic world. Lin Xian nodded slightly. Manager number 2 also looked at Wen Xiong somewhat ruefully. This ferocious poison man was also a good seedling that he thought highly of. Unfortunately, manager number 3 offered a higher price, and Wen Xiong joined number 3's faction. Unfortunately, I couldn't save him, Wen Xiong said helplessly. As Wen Xiong and the other powerful martial artists stepped forward, they quickly stabilized the situation. The martial artist and the demon beasts fell into a stalemate. At this moment, several fire lions suddenly circled around Wen Xiong, Lu Luo, and the others after confusing them with a fake move and suddenly pounced towards the martial artists that were in the back. They had already discovered that the martial artists who used the frost technique were the main targets they should attack. These martial artists were shocked. They had already exhausted their magic power and energy by unleashing those frost techniques. Without the protection of Wen Xiong and the others, they were like Little Red Riding Hood under the mouth of a big gray wolf, powerless to resist. Lin Xian shook his head. Manager number 2 had already looked at him several times just now. He felt that if he did not make a move now, he would probably make manager number 2 very unhappy. Of course, it didn't matter to him whether manager number 2 was pleased with him or not. What he cared about was the right to enter and leave the mystic realm controlled by the Germinal organization at will. If number 2 was unhappy and disqualified him, it would be troublesome. Therefore, he had to attack. Lin Xian held 2 exaggerated shields and rushed over like a humanoid city wall. When his majestic figure enveloped these martial artists, all the martial artists were so excited that they were about to cry. Bang bang. These fire lions seemed to have collided with a city wall filled with spikes. In an instant, blood surged from their bodies, and their aura weakened greatly. They were all struck by the rebound damage. Wen Xiong and Lu Luo's eyes lit up as they hurriedly took advantage of this opportunity and fought back. The iron fist and the huge sickle attacked consecutively, killing the few fire lions quickly. In the end, they were able to avoid a tragic outcome. Wen Xiong praised, "Shield Ghost, my brother has always admired you. You're indeed not an ordinary person." Lin Xian was puzzled. "Who is your brother?" Wen Xiong smiled and said, "Wen Zhuang, he was the one who established the Big Bird rotation team in the giant rock cave. A few days ago, he just advanced to the second realm." Hearing the name Big Bird rotation, Lin Xian immediately had an impression. Number 2 also cast an approving gaze. He was indeed worthy of his title of Shield Ghost. Just like Lu Luo, he had only recently become a fourth realm martial artist but was already able to fight demon beasts above the fourth realm. Not far away, Mo Yuan was rather surprised. He also saw the scene of Shield Ghost defending against the 5 fire lions just now. Then, he observed something very unbelievable. He had always thought that Shield Ghost must have invested a lot of experience points into the ferocious poison resistance and a lot of equipment essence into the poison medic set. Only by doing so was he able to defeat the experienced mystic realm king of the poison mosquito swamp alone. This was the right thing to do. However, the ferocious poison resistance and poison medic set were almost useless against other demon beasts. For example, they would be completely useless when used to face these fire demon beasts. Once precious experience points and equipment essence were invested into certain skills and equipment, it also meant one would lose the opportunity to invest those resources into other things. Therefore, most martial artists mainly focused on 1 or 2 powerful skills and 1 or 2 powerful equipment. They would only level up their other skills and equipment casually and would not invest too many resources because experience points and the equipment essence were too scarce. According to this logic, since Shield Ghost had a high resistance to ferocious poison, it meant that his fire resistance was probably pretty low. It should only be at the level of an ordinary martial artist. However, Mo Yuan saw just now that Shield Ghost did not suffer any fire damage at all. Clearly, he had completely defended against the fire damage of the fire lion. This made him very puzzled. Could it be that Shield Ghost has a lot of experience points and equipment essence? That's not right. No matter how much he has, it would still be impossible for him to have that much. Does he have double the amount? Triple? Mo Yuan was puzzled. He could not help but use his observer skill on Shield Ghost. Name. Level. Level 1 4th Realm Experience. 1455/10 million attributes. Constitution, Strength 39, Spirit 25, Agility 35 Technique. Omnipotent Bone Armor, Ancient Tree Bark, Thorny Body, Precious Purple. Equipment. Earth Dragon King Hammer Shield, Earth Dragon Hunter Shield, Mo Yuan was even more puzzled. Most of the information he saw with his observer skills was replaced with question marks. Even the other party's name was replaced with a question mark. Lin Xian's heart stirred. He had just realized that someone had used an observer skill on him and immediately chuckled. He had a skill, Weaken, that could reduce his level and attributes at any time and anywhere. He also had a skill, Disguise, a peerless golden grade skill that could disguise or hide the level and grade of all the skills at any time and anywhere. What Mo Yuan saw through his observation technique was something Lin Xian had deliberately changed for him to see. Ha, they're finally all dead. Lu Luo heaved a sigh of relief and put away the black sickle. With the addition of Shield Ghost's iron wall, the martial artists could attack more at ease. In the end, there were not too many difficulties and they successfully killed the second batch of demon beasts. Good job. Leave the rest of the demon beasts to me. Manager number 2 smiled and stepped forward. The fighters all relaxed. Manager number 2 was a 6th realm martial artist. When a 6th realm martial artist faced a 4th realm demon beast, it could only be said to be a one-sided crushing defeat. He could kill most 4th realm demon beasts alone. The reason why he did not help out when the 2 batches of demon beasts attacked previously was only because he wanted to temper the strength of these fighters. If all the demon beasts had to be handled by the manager himself, then why would he still need them? After a short silence, the door of light fluctuated violently again. It was like a growing flame that was starting to burn more fiercely. At a certain moment, as if having broken through some barrier, a large group of fire demon beasts suddenly rushed out. Lin Xian swept his gaze over and discovered that there were already more than 1,000 of them. The weakest was level 7 4th realm, and the strongest was at the level 9 4th realm. There were also more than 200 of them. How long can I last with this number? Lin Xian estimated that if there were only 500 demon beasts between level 4 to level 6 4th realm, then he could completely resist them and use his reflective damage output to forcefully kill them. However, these demon beasts were all above level 7 4th realm. If he could not recover, it was very likely that something would happen to him. Lin Xian would definitely not rashly risk his life. The next moment, everyone saw manager number 2 take out a golden staff from the storage compartment. The staff was about a meter long and was made of ancient tree bark. 3 runes of different colors were embedded in the top. They were ice white, dark green, and dark blue. Great Ice Dragon Art. With a roar, an ice-white dragon more than 10 meters long suddenly roared and rushed out from the golden staff. Chapter 38. For avatars training together. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 38. For avatars training together. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios B-Nov Com. The ice dragon was lifelike and shone dazzlingly under the sunlight. The next moment, the ice dragon pounced towards the fire demon beasts. Boom! Large amounts of water vapor soared into the sky. All the fire demon beasts were instantly killed. After killing these demon beasts, the ice dragon did not lose its momentum. It even rushed into the door of light and into the mystic realm. Inside the door of light, successive water vapor sounds also sounded. Lin Xian sighed. If he had such strength, he probably wouldn't have to keep hiding. The world would feel larger, and he could go anywhere he wanted. Just as this thought rose in Lin Xian's mind, he recalled the battle at the east and west city walls not too long ago. He recalled those demon beasts from the drowning city mystic realm. No, manager number 2 is still not strong enough. I have to surpass him. Lin Xian shuddered and immediately threw those thoughts to the back of his mind. Wow, killing the enemy in one shot. Too awesome, as expected of manager number 2. If only I could become such an expert one day. With a wave of his staff, thousands of demon beasts will be destroyed in an instant. This is the charm of a mage. I want to become such a person in the future. The martial artists exclaimed repeatedly. The combat strength of a 6th realm martial artist really made people envious. Manager number 2 was very satisfied with their reaction and nodded slightly. However, before long, a lazy voice suddenly sounded. Stop praising him. He doesn't even know the Great Ice Dragon technique. He's only relying on that staff. Manager number 2's smile instantly froze. Lin Xian turned around and saw a man in black shirt, black pants, and black shoes. Even his face was hidden in the shadows and could not be seen clearly. In his hand was a bottle of Red Star beer. It was manager number 2's bodyguard, Black. Black wiped the beer from the corner of his mouth. His staff has 3 spells. The Great Ice Dragon Art, the Great Lightning Dragon Art, and the Great Poison Dragon Art. I was the one who helped get the blueprint for that staff. These 3 spells require a lot of spirit to make. He hasn't met the requirements. Manager number 2 hurriedly coughed. Black chuckled and said, "Stop coughing. I know your secret very well." All the martial artists suppressed their laughter and could not help but laugh. Manager number 2 sighed. Damn, once again, he had failed to act cool and was unable to obtain a good impression. It would also be harder for him to rope in a group of 4th realm martial artists, including Shield Ghost. Let's begin. I'll leave this mystic realm to you guys to explore. Black and I will stay here until you guys defeat all the experienced Mystic Realm Kings. Manager number 2 waved his hand. In an undeveloped Mystic Realm, since no one had been challenging the Mystic Realm Kings, they had long turned into experienced Mystic Realm Kings. The door of light of the Mystic Realm could only be moved after martial artists of the same level killed these experienced Mystic Realm Kings. This was also the reason why Lin Xian and the others were exploring the Mystic Realm. Everyone immediately entered in a single file and went into the Mystic Realm. The moment he entered the Mystic Realm, a message surged into Lin Xian's mind. He was not the only one who received this message. Everyone else was the same. Blazing Fire Plains. This Mystic Realm was called the Blazing Fire Plains. This information was transmitted to their minds without any warning. The martial artists quickly scattered and explored separately. A very powerful martial artist like Wen Xiong would stop to kill the demon beast every few steps to test the other party's strength before advancing. Lin Xian also chose a direction and advanced. He was different from Wen Xiong. He strode towards the depths of the Blazing Fire Plains and did not rest at all. He killed all the demon beasts he encountered along the way. However, after entering the 7th region, he also clearly felt that the pressure from the demon beasts was much greater. It was not a problem for him to fight on point 1, but after the number of demon beasts increased, his health actually began to decrease. This made Lin Xian stop. To be cautious, he decided to stop in Region 7 and choose a training avatar here. I'll remove my avatars in the Demon Ant Nest, the Tree King Sea, and the Poison Mosquito Swamp. Lin Xian muttered to himself. The 3 avatars that were training in the Mystic Realms immediately fell to the ground and died. Coupled with the avatar space I obtained when I advanced to the 4th realm, I now have 4 avatar slots. Then, he searched and chose the 4 fire demon beasts with the highest attributes. Fire Lion, Fire Hyena, Fire Bear, and Fire Leopard. After killing these 4 demon beasts, he quickly transformed them into his avatars. With 4 avatars training together, the speed of obtaining items will increase by 4. Lin Xian rubbed his fists in satisfaction. He hurriedly turned around and left, returning to the 1st region and finding a safe place to stay. At the same time, Wen Xiong, Lu Luo, and the other martial artists carefully explored various places in the Blazing Fire Plains. Their mission was to figure out what attribute items, equipment sets, skill books, and runes the demon beasts in the Blazing Fire Plains would drop. After figuring everything out, this Mystic Realm exploration would be considered successful. Of course, there were also the original fruits. This Mystic Realm was clearly not developed yet. The original fruit was the most important thing. 10 hours later, Lin Xian stretched his back and checked his gains. Current area. Blazing Fire Plains 1st Region, 2,100 general coin per minute, 10,500 experience points per minute. The 2nd training avatar, the Fire Lion, has been training for 10 hours and has reached the upper limit of the training time. You have received 1,260,000 general coins, 6.3 million experience points, 5 fire chestnuts, for charred wood, 6 pistol, 1 original fruit, 16 pieces of 4th realm equipment, 9 4th realm skill books, and 8 runes. Do you wish to collect? The 3rd training avatar, the Fire Hyena, has been training for 10 hours and has reached the upper limit of the training time. You have received 1,260,000 general coins, 6.3 million experience points, 3 fire chestnuts, 7 charred wood, 3 epistol, 2 original fruit, 17 pieces of 4th realm equipment, 11 4th realm skill books, and 10 runes. Do you wish to collect? Number 4 Training Avatar, Fire Bear, Number 5 Training Avatar, Fire Leopard, collect. Lin Xian muttered silently, and a large number of items instantly appeared in his consciousness space. The total number of general coins was 50.4 million, and the total number of experience points was 25.2 million. He required 10 million experience points to level up to level 1 4th realm. To advance to level 2 4th realm, he needed 20 million. The experience points are only enough for me to increase my cultivation by 1 level. Alright, it's still an increase. Every time a 4th realm martial artist advanced by 1 level, they would obtain 6 free attribute points. After leveling up and investing all 6 free attribute points he had obtained into his constitution, Lin Xian began to check his attribute items, equipment, skill books, and runes. To him, these things were more important. Attribute items: fire chestnut, charred wood, epistol, and original fruit. Skill book: high level fire resistance, fire weapon, fire ring technique, fire arrow. Equipment: explosion set, demon flame set, stronghold set, spark staff, fire command sword, quenching dagger. Runes: let the flames purify everything, 1, flame protection, 1/2. Seeing this, Lin Xian nodded in satisfaction. Having 4 training avatars at the same time was awesome. He began to check them one by one. The effect of fire chestnut was plus 1% energy recovery speed, the effect of the charred wood was plus 1 fire resistance, the effect of the epistol was plus 1% dodging rate, and the effect of the original fruit was an increase in one's initial attributes. High-level fire resistance was a rare blue-grade passive skill. It did not require any magic power or energy. After learning it, one's resistance to flames would directly increase by 45%. As for the fire weapon, fire ring technique, fire arrow, they were clearly for a melee fighter, a mage, and an archer, respectively. Among the equipment he obtained, the spark staff, fire command sword, quenching dagger, and the other weapons were clearly useless. Among them, there was even a peerless golden quenching dagger that Lin Xian directly threw into the smelting table. As for the explosion set, it was only suitable for high-strength martial artists. On the other hand, the demon flame set was suitable for high-spirit martial artists. They had nothing to do with Lin Xian, so he just threw it all away for smelting. What Lin Xian cared about was the stronghold set. Although this set was only of a rare blue grade, it directly provided 3,000 health points, 100 energy points, and 70% flame resistance. The price was that the other resistances would drop by 20%. However, this was fine. This was because Lin Xian had a high carrying capacity. He could just wear the stronghold set on the inside and wear the giant shield set on the outside. This is simply overpowered. This set should be able to allow me to come and go as I please in the blazing fire plains. I just have to wait for the experience points. Lin Xian was very satisfied and immediately changed into this stronghold set. Chapter 39. Level 9 4th Realm Martial Artist _1 You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 39. Level 9 4th Realm Martial Artist _1 Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios 2 days later. Lin Xian was still in the first region. However, his 4 training avatars had already been pushed to the 7th region. The reward for training in the 7th region of the Blazing Fire Plains was 2,800 general coins per minute and 14,000 experience points per minute. In just 2 days, Lin Xian had obtained more than 100 million experience points. However, he needed 450 million experience points to level up to the maximum level. He only had 100 million experience points now, and it was still too early for him to level up. He still needed another 2 to 3 days. 3 days later. Lin Xian stretched his back and muttered the word, collect. He had already accumulated more than 500 million experience points in his consciousness space. He could advance to level 9 fourth realm in one go and also increase some of his skills by 1 or 2 levels. After upgrading himself to level 9 fourth realm, Lin Xian put all 54 free attribute points into his constitution. In this way, his constitution reached an astonishing 258 points. Let's go to District 9. To be safe, I'll work hard to increase my experience points for a few days and max out my skills. Now that Lin Xian had put on the stronghold set, his fire resistance was extremely high. All the fire demon beasts he encountered on the way could no longer injure him. Soon, he arrived at the 9th region and saw the 9 Mystic Realm King caves. Just as Manager Number 2 had said, all the caves were filled with experienced Mystic Realm Kings. When Lin Xian arrived, this place was still empty. Clearly, everyone, including Wen Xiong and Lu Luo, was still advancing steadily and had not arrived. Lin Xian lay on the cold and heavy shield, hugging his head as his thoughts ran wild. After transmigrating for so long, I haven't eaten much good food. I wonder what this world has become after experiencing the demon disaster. I really want to go out and take a look. Let's wait a little longer. After becoming a first realm martial artist, I should be able to walk around the vicinity of East Lake City, right? Lin Xian smacked his lips and fell asleep. 3 days later. Lin Xian had used the experience points he had obtained to increase his omnipotent bone armor to level 9 fourth realm. 6 days later, he upgraded his thorny body to level 9 fourth realm. 9 days later, he upgraded the skill magic armor to level 9 fourth realm and also strengthened the barrier set to level 9 fourth realm. After maximizing these 3 skills and the barrier set, I should be fully confident in dealing with experienced Mystic Realm Kings. Lin Xian strode into one of the caves. A robust fire lion covered in flames appeared. Name: Fire Lion King. Title: Experienced Mystic Realm King. Level: Level 9 fourth realm. Attributes: 80 Constitution, 120 Strength, 46 Spirit, 88 Agility. Technique: High. Level critical hit, Precious Purple, Violent 4 combo, Precious Purple, Inferno Assault, Precious Purple. Lion Fong gritted his teeth. Let's begin. Lin Xian set up 2 large shields and prepared for battle. The battle could not be said to be climatic. At the very least, it could be described as calm. Lin Xian was the one being attacked passively, but the more he was attacked, the more health the opponent lost. The Fire Lion King was the one who took the initiative to attack, but the more it fought, the less health it had. At first, it was still majestic and domineering. After fighting for more than 10 minutes, the flames on its body seemed to have wilted, and its attacking desire had also decreased greatly. Lin Xian berated, "You can't be like this. If you don't attack me, do you expect me to attack you? I'm a peace-loving person. Why would I take the initiative to attack others?" The Fire Lion King. At the same time, outside the cave, Wen Xiong arrived. He was the first person to arrive after Lin Xian. His exposed skin was covered in burn marks. Clearly, he was deeply affected by the fire demon beasts. Someone actually arrived before me. Wen Xiong was very surprised to see that there was actually a battle going on in one of the caves. Could it be one of the level 9 fourth realm experts? That's not right. I even encountered them just now. They almost fell into the siege of a group of fire hyenas. Is it Lu Luo or Shield Ghost? That's not right either. The 2 of them were both level 1 fourth realm martial artists when they entered the Mystic Realm. Their advancement shouldn't be that fast. Wen Xiong pondered over it and could not figure it out. At this moment, a figure in black armor walked out unscathed. Wen Xiong's eyes widened. Shield Ghost, you've already soloed an experienced Mystic Realm King. Lin Xian nodded. Yes. Wen Xiong drew a cold breath, but because the temperature of the blazing fire plains was very high, this cold breath was actually very hot. Just as he was about to ask Lin Xian what he had obtained, he saw the other party walk towards the next cave. As Shield Ghost's figure disappeared into the cave, Wen Xiong's opened mouth could not close. Holy! Is Shield Ghost starting again? However, this is a fourth realm mystic realm. In the past, I could still understand if he went to those zero realm, first realm, second realm, third realm mystic realms alone. However, the higher the level of the mystic realm, the more ridiculous the attributes of experienced mystic realm kings are. How does he do it? Wen Xiong knew very well how terrifying the experienced mystic realm kings were. Back then, he had also soloed zero realm and first realm experienced mystic realm kings. However, he had failed twice when in the second realm mystic realm. When he challenged the experienced mystic realm king of the poison mosquito swamp, he had failed more than 10 times. He had to consume hundreds of bottles of poison antidote before he could barely clear it alone. This was actually very easy to understand. The attributes of a mystic realm king were 1.15 times that of ordinary demon beasts. On the other hand, the attributes of experienced mystic realm kings were 1.3 times that of mystic realm kings. The higher the realm of the mystic realm, the more exaggerated the attributes would be. In those cases, the 1.3 times increase in attributes would also be greater. Unless, he uses experienced mystic realm king advancement materials every time he advances. Moreover, his equipment and skills also need to be upgraded to the max. He immediately rejected this thought. Impossible. No matter how powerful a person was, they would not be able to reach the peak of their skills and equipment before fighting the experienced mystic realm kings. That would waste too much time. By the time he accumulated enough strength, it would be too late. Soon, Lu Luo also arrived in the 9th region. Seeing Wen Xiong, she nodded. And when she saw that someone was challenging the cave, her expression immediately changed. Before Wen Xiong could speak, she said solemnly, "Is it Shield Ghost?" Wen Xiong was surprised. "How did you know?" Lu Luo sighed helplessly. "Since you haven't even entered, who else could it be other than him?" Half an hour later, Lin Xian killed the experienced mystic realm king and walked out of the cave, entering the next cave. He did not rest the entire time. It was a race against time. Wen Xiong wiped his sweat. "I feel a little threatened. At this rate, all the experienced mystic realm kings will probably be wiped out by him." Lu Luo shrugged and said, "But I'm afraid the two of us can't beat him. We need to gather at least 2 more people before we can go in." Wen Xiong had a helpless expression. He had originally been in the 4th realm mystic realm, the Coiling Thread Cave. His 4-man team had challenged the experienced mystic realm king there several times in a row and had failed every time. Helpless, he decided to give it a try and see if the experienced mystic realm kings here were easier to kill. Ednel.co, "No, I have to go in and give it a try." "Lu Luo, are you coming? I have something to protect my life. Even if I can't beat them, I can still come out." Wen Xiong could not sit still. Lu Luo pondered for a moment and nodded in agreement. Chapter 40. Numb from winning. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 40. Numb from winning. Translator. Atlas Studios Editor. Atlas Studios. Not long after the two of them entered the cave, another figure arrived in the 9th region. It was Mo Yuan. At first, he was rather happy to see that he was alone and thought that he was the first to arrive. Oh, so someone is already challenging the experienced mystic realm king. Mo Yuan covered his face. It was too early for him to be happy. I didn't expect 8 people to have already arrived here before me. I'm really too weak. He sighed and was ashamed of his delight. Before he could reflect on himself, two figures rushed out of one of the caves. The two of them had large burns on their bodies, and even their equipment had been damaged. They had to return to the Germinal organization and get a blacksmith to repair their equipment. This was another huge expense. Wen Xiong's mouth twitched in pain. Lu Luo's face tensed up, but she endured it. Mo Yuan was shocked. Brother Wen, Sister Lu, you guys challenged the experienced Mystic Realm King with a two-man group. You should have at least waited for two more people. Wen Xiong smiled bitterly. I didn't want to either. I was forced. Lu Luo said, if we didn't try now, I'm afraid we won't have the chance to. Of course, I can tell now that it was useless to attack. After hearing their words, Mo Yuanyun was puzzled. What did this mean? Who forced them? At this moment, Shield Ghost walked out of a cave calmly and quickly entered the next cave. As for the profile picture in the previous cave, it had changed from the Fire Leopard King to the Fire Python King. Wen Xiong's features furrowed. This is already his third cave. I'm afraid I won't have the chance to obtain the advancement materials in the previous battles, Lu Luo said. Be more confident and get rid of your worries. Wen Xiong. After piecing the information together, the dumbfounded Mo Yuan finally understood. He belatedly clenched his teeth and said, Shield Ghost is already challenging the third experienced Mystic Realm King. Wen Xiong and Lu Luo nodded speechlessly. Mo Yuan had an expression as if he had seen a ghost. After the three of them, the number of martial artists that came to District 9 gradually increased to 6, 9, and 13. However, Wen Xiong and Lu Luo were injured and would need to rest for at least a day to continue fighting. The others thought about it and felt that they were not confident, nor did they dare to team up to challenge the caves. Therefore, they could only watch as Shield Ghost attacked alone. The 3rd, 4th, 6th, 8th, until the 9th. Lin Xian walked out of the last cave in satisfaction. He had never felt so good before. He had successfully defeated 9 experienced Mystic Realm Kings. These experienced Mystic Realm Kings had provided him with a total of 37 advancement materials. Other than that, he also killed a fire rock turtle with a peerless golden skill and received the skill, Demon King of Fury. Name: Demon King of Fury level. Level 9 4th Realm Quality. Peerless Golden Learning Requirements. Constitution 89, Spirit 66. Effect 1. Permanent plus 15% fire damage, permanent plus 15% fire resistance, permanent plus 100 magic power. Effect 2. Consumes 40% of mana plus 25% fire damage plus 35% fire resistance, lasts for 20 minutes. Effect 3.1% of the magic power consumed by any fire spell, 0.15% of the learning conditions for any fire spell. This skill was clearly used by mages. The 3 effects of the skill were all extremely powerful. Lin Xian discovered that even someone like him, who mainly invested points into his physique, could actually use a few fire spells. I have many fire magic skill books in my consciousness space, such as Fireball and Fire Ring. They can easily be upgraded to the Peerless Golden level. I can give them a try when I return. Lin Xian was very happy. He wondered what he would be like in the future. A mage with a huge shield. Or a shield specialist who used magic. Both seemed alright. Mages had weak survival skills. What's wrong with mages using a big shield? Shield specialists had weak damage output. So what if they learn a few fire spells? Lin Xian walked out of the cave and was also noticed by everyone. Wen Xiong had a complicated expression, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. He had really defeated 9 experienced Mystic Realm Kings alone. Lin Xian saw the anxious expressions of these people and immediately understood. He coughed lightly and said, I can sell the additional 32 experienced Mystic Realm King advancement materials. Announce your prices quickly. Everyone immediately reacted. That's right. They had almost forgotten that they could trade with him. Wen Xiong was stunned and stood up immediately. I have a peerless golden helmet blueprint. Lin Xian raised a finger. I can only give you one experienced advancement material for that. Wen Xiong gritted his teeth. I have 2 peerless golden runes that I never got to use. I haven't been able to find anyone to trade with. Let me see the effect. Lin Xian stretched out his hand and received the 2 peerless golden runes. The 2 runes were, Let the Flames Purify Everything, 2, and, Scarlet Wave Rush, 1. Name. Let the Flames Purify Everything, 2, Level. Level 1 4th Realm Quality. Peerless Golden Set Requirements. Level 1 4th Realm and above Magic Books, Staff, Magic Balls, and other elemental weapons. Effect 1. Magic Power Recovery Speed plus 70%. Effect 2. Locked, plus 30% damage from any fire magic. Effect 3. Locked, any fire spell will cause secondary splash damage and spread within a 50-meter radius. Name. Scarlet Wave Rush, 3, Level. Level 1 4th Realm Quality. Peerless Golden Inlaid Requirements. Any weapon above Level 1 4th Realm. Effect 1. Upper limit of magic power plus 20%. Effect 2. Locked, any fire magic will ignore 15% fire resistance. Effect 3. Locked, there is a 10% chance of ignoring 100% fire resistance of any fire magic. These 2 rune groups were clearly for fire magic. Lin Xian did not mind and accepted them all. These 2 runes are not bad. I'll give you a total of 4 experienced advancement material. Wen Xiong was overjoyed. Enough, that's enough. With these 4 advancement materials, he could directly advance to the 5th realm when he returned. A 5th realm martial artist. Such an existence was the pillar of the germinal organization. The treatment he received would directly increase by 10 times. He would no longer have to spend general coins to exchange for the skills and equipment needed in the logistics department. Lu Luo also arrived in front of Lin Xian and coughed lightly. I have 2 peerless golden blueprints, but I only have 2 left. I still have to keep one for myself. Can I use a precious purple blueprint to exchange for it? Lin Xian raised 5 fingers. 5 precious purple blueprints for an experienced advancement material. Lu Luo frowned. You profiteer. Doesn't your conscience hurt? Lin Xian said, What are you talking about? I have no conscience. Lu Luo was speechless. She had only obtained 3 precious purple equipment blueprints when she was exploring the blazing fire plains. Before she could hold on to them for long, she had to give them up again. Finally, Lu Luo used 1 peerless golden equipment blueprint and 5 precious purple equipment blueprints to exchange for 2 experienced advancement materials. She wanted to use the general coins to exchange for more, but Lin Xian refused. Then, the few level 9 4th realm martial artists also came to exchange for many experienced advancement materials. Their advancement was imminent. Since Lin Xian's offer was more appealing compared to trading with the germinal organization's logistics department, they naturally could not miss this opportunity. Because of this, Lin Xian obtained a large number of peerless gold equipment blueprints, skill books, and runes. He had gotten numb to the feeling of winning.